Riprendiamo selezione naturale e vediamo un po' a cosa siamo messi. Speriamo non siamo messi a pecora. No, no, devo fare... Benissimo. Siamo benissimo stamattina. Va bene. Già non mi ricordo un cazzo di come siamo entrati qui, perfetto. Ah sì, vero, ho fatto off screen. L'ho curato. Ho fatto off screen. Perché mi era passata la voglia di andarlo a cercare la prossima volta. E l'ho salvato off screen. Io ho curato la nevralgia off screen. Con tutta onestà. Yo, my man. What are you doing, bro? Va bene. One v one. Donna, sciotte nemici bassi era il seghetto. Devastante. A pallamore è cominciato. Questo qui mi ha copiato canale 10 mesi fa. Vedi un po' a questo, vedi. Barcollo ma non mollo. Sono alquanto confuso. Quando dico alquanto intendo veramente tanto confuso. Oggi non è giornata, cioè usciamo da un luogo, pam, un bellissimo corvo ci accoglie. Va benissimo. Riferisci a Lord Redgrave di Doris Fletcher. Posso passare per qui, in teoria. La domanda giusta è, l'avrò sbloccata sta zona di drago, non mi rompe per cazzo, eh. Poi meno 9 più 15. Devo aprire un botto di shortcut. Vaffanculo, devo aprire un botto di shortcut. Devo andare dritto? No, a sinistra. Solo Pacchiotto mi veda. Vieni, vieni. Comunque top equipaggiamento, il seghetto e paletto. Insieme alle armi da fuoco siamo devastanti. Pure io chiamo. Devo andare di qua, giusto? Sì. Andiamo verso il West End. Il West End, non so parlare. Whitechapel. No, su è un po' morto. Mi dissocio, mi dissocio. Comunque dopo questa notte ci andiamo a pappare Joe Peterson. Solo un po' morto? Appena appena. Parte giusta. Io scommetto 20 euro che ci troviamo qualche icon. Ecco qua. Proprio da qui. No, è a destra qua. Vero? Così. Tanto ho capito che... Oh, non ti azzardare, eh? Ti azzardare però. Ok. Comunque sì, allora la lametta è molto... La lametta è molto più veloce così. Che cazzo volete? Guarda questo. No, comunque il migliore equipaggiamento è questo, il seghetto è devastante. Consuma veramente poca stamina.
A restaurant where the guests are blindfolded before being seated.
Lì bisognava prendere prima la quest in pratica. Ah ok, no, bisognava solamente da uno, vabbè. Dum 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 dum. MAMAAAAA, I don't wanna die. If not, come back again this time tomorrow. Carry on, like life is really matter.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Good evening, Dr.
A great
Reed.
night, what?
A great night, don't you?
I have found a restaurant that could satisfy you, Mr. Russell. The most intriguing and exotic restaurant in London.
Really? You have piqued my interest. Where is it?
It's a place where you eat in complete darkness and try to identify your meal without anything but your palate.
My, oh my, how
Oh my,
interesting.
oh my.
It could even be fun to eat a little poisson et frites that way. Oh, thank you, Dr. Reed. Please, have this for your research.
Scusami, 200
I may
scellini
have a look at your goods, Mr.
per
Russell.
un'indagine. Ma questo qui naviga nell'oro, signori. Questo qui si vede il poco ricco. Questo è il ricco micificco. Però perché queste cose costano l'ira di Dio? Smettiamo? Ok, ho speso 500 scellini. Meraviglioso, ho già perso buona parte dei soldi che ho recuperato. Va benissimo, va benissimissimo. Potrei prendere un botto di roba, infatti l'idea era di prendere anche magari la sciabola come secondaria, però non lo so, non voglio ancora... Allora, prima cosa dobbiamo migliorare la Parabellum. E poi la pistola Parabellum è praticamente solamente il nome della... È una pistola che utilizza munizioni 9 mm Parabellum. Quindi non è che... Non è che può preparare la guerra e basta. Vuoi voglio tappo su... Mi sono i 40... Allora, ad esempio io sono un fan non del 9 mm, che comunque è la munizione più utilizzata per le pistole. Infatti le berette delle nostre forze armate utilizzano colpi 9 mm, ma io sono un fan del 45 ACP, cioè è il proiettile di tipo medio, quindi non di piccolo calibro ma di medio calibro, perché di solito si fa una piccola distinzione 9 mm, 45 mm, calibro 50. E io preferisco il 45 ACP. Che ci fa lei qui?
Elizabeth, What are you doing here?
I've been formally asked to witness your triumph, my dear.
Oh.
After all, isn't it the natural role of a woman to support her man in victory?
But it's you who insisted I join the Ascalon.
Please forgive my giddiness. I'm just overcome by the thrill of finally being allowed within these hallowed halls.
You certainly have an inquisitive mind. It's quite something. Elizabeth Ashbury, only you can make me smile in these difficult times.
And the same to you, Jonathan Reed. Now go have your little chat with the chairman. I can see he's practically bursting to hear your report.
La mia donna. La mia Elizabeth. Vai. Lord Finney. Vabbè, sfigato di merda qui che... Li ucciderò tutti perché io sono più forte di tutti quanti messi assieme. Ehi, Lord Redgrave. Vuoi vedere un grosso pisello? Eccolo qui.
Welcome back to the Ascalon Club, Lance-Bearer. Please tell us the good news.
Lance-Bearer.
Have you put an end to the epidemic?
My hypothesis was correct. Doris Fletcher was the source of the contagion in this part of town. She was probably the first to be infected.
And you cleansed her before the hunters, I've been told. Well done, Dr. Reed. You thrust your lance and pierced the very heart of the corruption.
But some questions remain.
The important thing is, we won a major battle for the survival of London. For that, we salute you.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, I have another task for you. One of the utmost importance. Perhaps even more so than the previous.
I'm listening.
It's time for you to perform a most sacred duty for the club. I want you to recruit a new vampire.
Recruit a new vampire? Are you sending me on some sort of diplomatic mission?
Not exactly. I want you to make Aloysius Dawson the Ekon he deserves to be.
Giochiamo secondo le loro
As
leggi.
you wish, my lord.
Good. Now go.
How would you like me to proceed?
Aloysius is waiting for you at the Dawson estate. Once the deed is done, I'll join you there to celebrate this momentous occasion.
Non lo so, mi suona un po' come trappola questa.
Before I go, I have a few questions.
All right, I'm listening.
You invited Lady Ashbury. Wouldn't that be breaking one of your cardinal rules? No women allowed.
Not allowed as members, no. But considering the circumstances, I thought you'd like to have her here to witness your triumph.
So it's a temporary admittance, then?
Something of a bargain, considering the crisis we're currently facing.
Why Aloysius Dawson?
Because he is about to die. And he just may be the most influential man in England. After me, of course.
Did he choose me?
No, I did. My decision is very recent, to say the least, but it is entirely mine.
Does he know I'm
Questa è una
coming?
domanda
He
importante.
can't wait to become your progeny, Dr. Reed. Especially now that you have shown how strong your lineage is through your sister.
How would you like me to proceed?
Don't worry. Aloysius has had many years to prepare himself. He has studied our kind for decades.
Is there any danger?
Mo andiamo...
Our blood alters a mortal body so deeply that some don't survive the metamorphosis. They die for good. But Mr. Dawson has been preparing himself for a long time.
So shall I just let him drink my blood?
Yes. Aloysius will gratefully sup on your blood. His heart will slow, then stop. But he will rise again as one of us, an immortal.
Goodbye, Lord Redgrave.
Mi diventa un boss. Non so perché mi hai fatto venire in mente un boss tipo della mafia. Parliamo con con Lady Ashbury. Così, allora, io penso che tra tutti questi qui non ci ho alleati, ma solo
Are
Lady.
you all right, Jonathan?
Lord Redgrave has just ordered me to turn Aloysius Dawson, to make him my progeny.
I see. And how do you feel about this?
I'd like your advice on the matter.
The real question here is, why has his lordship given you this task?
Do you think it's some sort of trap?
Do you really want to know what I think about
Sì.
this?
I do, yes.
To make an immortal of a soulless blackguard like Aloysius Dawson will only lead to a disaster for London. The man is already dead inside.
Should I refuse? Perhaps politely suggest that Lord Redgrave turned the man into a vampire himself.
Don't you dare, my dear. According to what I've recently discovered, his lordship could kill you for even broaching the subject.
Really? Why?
I've recently found proof that the Earl of Bristol is of lesser lineage and only capable of creating skulls.
Please tell me more about your recent investigation.
As long as you lower your voice.
What would happen if I made Dawson an Ekon like myself?
You would add a powerful immortal into a suffering world. An immortal who already craves authority.
Maybe I could teach him control, like you taught me. Lead him down the right path.
Mr. Dawson spent his life searching for a way to cheat death. I'm sure he has spent decades dreaming of how he'd spend eternity as a tyrant.
Pure ha ragione.
What would you have me do about Dawson?
The man is dangerous. Did you know he plans to build a wall to separate the healthy rich from
È
the
vero, l'ha
sickly poor?
detto. Ce l'ha
Do
raccontato.
not make him your progeny.
What would
Ok.
you do?
The man's dying already. Let the Reaper harvest the rotten fruit that is his soul.
Goodbye
Okay.
for now, Elizabeth.
Goodbye, my dear. Please, be careful.
Concordo con Lady Asbury, non la facciamo una strategia, lo ammazziamo e basta. Non avrebbe senso, concordo. E poi mi fido solamente di Elizabeth. Sti cazzi tutto il resto. E gli mentiremo, allegramente, gli mentiremo. Alla fine è quello che fanno tutti, mentire. Non lo so, io comunque mi fido di lei.
It looks like vampires have to obey Mendel's laws when producing progeny. Powers pass from one generation to another. That's why Dawson wants me to stop him.
La musica del gioco spettacolo. Cioè io questo gioco lo rigiocherò altre 3000 volte per la musica, perché la musica è fottutamente perfetta e spettacolare, la musica di sto gioco qua. Cioè veramente qualcosa di unico, a mio parere, veramente unico. Perché per il periodo è anche perfetta. Cioè io sono stupito tremendamente in modo positivo. Ok.
It's locked, all right. I should find another way to get into the neighborhood.
Allora. Se non da qua. Da qua. Mi spara, mi spara. Guarda. Guardare. Bello perché lo puoi ferire per bene e ti rifai il sangue per poi morderlo. Lo giocherai in live? Non credo perché non potrò fare altre run in maniera spezzettata. Vorrei fare tipo un one-liner dalla mattina alla sera, capito? Quindi sarebbe inutile fare una live per te in pratica. E qui scalo. Abisso. Non lo so, può essere, sì. Sai che il modo l'avevamo già trovato.
I think this passage could lead me close to Aloysius Dawson's mansion.
Don't you know better?
Devo allontanare. No, non provare a creare le cose che mi infatti. No, faglielo. Oh, Anna. Oh. It works. Anche. Che carino. È un'arcia. Pugni di Temple. No, sto il telefono, sono mongoloide. Ecco, adesso un po' di timore c'è, perché sono abbastanza sicuro che i nemici saranno anche oltre il livello 30 in questa zona. Questa zona sembra abbastanza limitata. C'è una cassa, aspetta. Vista. E qui c'è una porta chiusa.
I have this thirst for blood.
Comunque qua qualcuno c'è morto. Oh no. Prendi questo, baldrato. Mi fa male. Mi fa attaccare. Ok. Mi ha preso. Fa male, lo sapevo. Mi ha preso. Dai, fate sotto. Super. Bella. Un ottimo finale questo. Wayu perfetto, eh. Madonna, che bella fight. Che bella bella fight. Sono risardati questi. No, 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 mi dissocio. Beh, con tranquillità più che... Cioè, gli abbiamo aperto il culo, ragazzi. Tutto rispetto, ma l'abbiamo aperto male a sto qua. Tanto. Con questo equipaggiamento non conviene tenersi il sangue al massimo. Mi ero buggato. Come se fosse una novità poi il gioco buggarsi. E beh? Cosa devo fare qua? Questi spifferi di vento mi fanno venire voglia di andare a pisciare, Dio. No. Non sto capendo. Onestamente non sto capendo. Oh no. Vado a pisciare un secondo, dai. 2 secondi, perdonate. Adesso sono curioso. Cosa è successo? sbagliato. Quindi si può agire di qua. Va bene. Però prima non è che la schivata risolve questo problema. Diesel.
Louise's father was determined to find and save her.
Oh, è una shortcut. Oh, guarda, non è uscito un cazzo. Un'imboscata. La mezza imboscata lo è. Perfetto. Olè. Fortissimo. Ah, ho capito cosa è subito la shortcut. Ok, posso usarlo. Scusami, come fa il sangue a rimanere se questa parte si inonda di schifo? Perfetta sta roba. Io mi rinchiusa. Si scende? Sì. Vieni qua. Vedi la super, bastardo. Preso. Merda. Che merda.
Miss Teasdale, are you all right?
How do you know my name? Who are you?
My name is Dr. Reed. I managed to track you down thanks to your father.
So my father really was looking after me. This man, this vampire told me my father was dead. Is it true?
I'm afraid so, miss. I'm so sorry for your loss. But you are free to go, as your abductor is no more.
I suppose my jailer also killed my father, didn't he?
Thankfully, he did not search your father's corpse, where I found his notes describing where he might find you. You should read them.
I must find my father's body. He deserves a proper burial.
Ok. Volendo. Ha un mal di testa. E non possiamo fargli il
Goodbye,
check-up
Miss
adesso,
Teasdale.
vabbè.
And be careful. Until we meet again.
Un bel rivetto. Questo qui poi era abbastanza macabro, Sogno di Sean. Che senso? Non hai capito chi è questa? Perché c'era casino, devo dire, scusa. Questa qui è la ragazza che hanno rapito nella nota che abbiamo letto prima. Ascia comune. Vero? Ho trovato un'ascia. Può dare stordimento? Non da stordimento. Infatti ho trovato un'arma. Volo! Zona nuova. Comunque questa ragazza è stata rapita e il padre l'ha andata a cercare. Non abbiamo trovato prima il cadavere del padre, nella nota diceva che era scomparsa e sospettava che fosse nelle fogne. Ha trovato il corpo morto con l'agenda, quindi è partita da questa secondaria. No, vedi, allora i caricamenti servono a qualcosa. Ti posso spiegare qualcosa durante i caricamenti. Tutto qui ha piovuto come non so cosa. La mappa. La mappa è strana. Ah, aspetta, questa parte prima qui non c'era? Mi ricordo. Ah, forse è un'altra parte di West End. Ah, vedi.
Good evening, sir. May I ask you what you're doing here at this late hour?
I'm conducting an investigation about the epidemic in this part of town.
And who are you, sir?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. May I ask who you are? Why all the questions?
I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland Yard.
Oh.
And I don't find your answers convincing. What is a Pembroke doctor doing in the West End at this time of night?
I work for the Ascalon Club. Here is my permit to go freely about the city.
The Ascalon Club? You should have said so, sir. I must warn you, these streets are dangerous, and you'd better be careful.
Oh. Comunque abbiamo trovato un detective.
What are you investigating, exactly?
I have a missing woman, possibly abducted a few nights ago. Louise Teasdale. It seems you already found my other missing person, Mr. Tadao Kimura.
Tell me about Louise Teasdale.
She's a waitress. Our father reported her missing. We don't have enough men to search for her, sadly.
Do you have any idea where she could be?
No. But I feel she's been abducted. She went to a pub a
L'abbiamo
few
già
nights ago
salvata,
and
l'abbiamo già
vanished.
salvata.
I thought about the sewers, but I'm not equipped for such an investigation.
Vabbè, già ci abbiamo venuto noi.
What are you really doing here?
I told you. I'm a detective inspector from Scotland Yard, investigating suspicious cases in the area.
What about the situation in the East End? Why are there no police there to protect the civilians?
I know, it's a shame, but we just don't have enough men to cover the entire city.
Do you work alone?
Yes, the situation is difficult for the police. Many of us are sick, and since the summer strike, most men apply a work to rule on their patrols.
Triste questo.
What can you tell me about this district?
I'm the one asking questions, especially when there's a killer on the loose.
And what about the epidemic?
We both know the situation is critical, don't we, Doctor? Colleagues of mine die almost every day.
What killer?
I'm not going to discuss that with the civilians, sir.
Haven't I told you about the investigation I'm conducting? Perhaps I could help you.
All right, without giving you too much information, I'll tell you this. I'm convinced there is a homicidal maniac on the loose, using the epidemic to disguise his kills.
Jerome, che bel nome, Jerome. Pian piano stiamo scoprendo le cose, però ci manca ancora un po' di gentai, per carità di Dio, però...
Why are you investigating at night?
Criminals rarely act in daylight, you know. But since you are also a night worker, have you noticed anything strange, which requires police attention?
I'd like to report a name, Inspector. Jeffrey McCullum. I'm afraid he's some sort of vigilante, trying to recruit an army of angry citizens.
Then I'll write the name down and transmit this intelligence to the appropriate office. Thank you, sir.
Totale onestà.
Do you know anything in particular about a man called Aloysius Dawson?
Who doesn't know the man? I think he intervened personally to put an end to the police strike of last August.
What else can you tell me about him?
Aloysius Dawson is exactly the kind of powerful and influential man who could commit murder and get away with it, with just one phone call.
Tell me all you know about that homicidal maniac you're looking for.
I'm not even sure there is only one. The wounds are always the same, but the modus operandi varies. Sometimes violent and brutal, sometimes precise and swift.
How could different killers inflict the same wounds?
That's my main problem. If my theory is correct, maybe we're facing a group of individuals sharing the same violent tendencies. Perhaps a sadist cult.
Non è una brutta...
Goodbye, Detective Inspector Albright.
Goodbye, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Non è
I'm
una
sure we'll
brutta
talk again soon.
deduzione, mi è piaciuta questa cosa che è fatta bene, è ben curata. Ma la porta qui è aperta. Ah, negozio.
Good evening, Miss Price. I'm Dr. Reed. Do you remember me?
Dr. Reed? Yes, of course. You are the doctor who healed me and my mum. Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Good to see you too, Carol. Are you all right?
Oh, yes. I did not hurt myself recently. I know how to take care of myself now. I'm almost a grown-up.
Brava.
Do you enjoy working with your mother?
Oh, yes, Doctor. My mother raised me alone after my father died. We've always lived together, and she has always watched over me.
Do you ever think about getting married now you're a woman?
Oh, no, Dr. Reed. Mum always says I'm still a child who has no idea how tough life can be. No husband would like a clumsy girl like me.
Do you remember your father?
No, I was just a baby then. My mother always told me how strong and good he was.
Oh. Possiamo fascinarla senza troppi problemi.
What can you tell me of the people living nearby?
I don't speak to many people, except our customers. It's not easy to make friends. And with the epidemic, it's even more difficult.
Have you no friends at all?
No. Mr. Nithicut used to pass by and was always nice to me.
Does he not come by anymore?
No. Mum said he was weird. Always reciting poetry about a girl he'd met in Whitechapel. I wonder who this Kameni may be.
Onesto.
What can you tell me about the epidemic?
Quel
Some of
coglione.
our regular customers have left London. Some others only send their housemaids now. Everybody fears the contagion. I've even seen men with weapons.
No.
Why are you awake at night, Carol?
I am helping my mother in her shop. It's not easy, but I'm a grown-up now.
Why is work not easy? Is something or someone bothering you?
Oh no, most people are gentle with me. But I'm so nervous sometimes. I pay no attention and hurt myself. Good thing my mum learned first aid.
Carol e Caroline. Due? Ah, era uno. Ok, sono lo stesso messaggio.
I'm sure your mother is grateful for your help.
I do the best I can. But I'm so clumsy sometimes. I drop things. I injure myself. It's a good thing my mother has the patience of an angel.
Beh, strano. Che tipo di patologia potrebbe avere?
Have you ever met the famous Aloysius Dawson?
Yes. A very strange man. Not very nice.
What do you mean?
He said he was ready to pay good money for rare books. And then laughed at what we showed him.
Goodbye, Carol.
Si droga. Signora Carol.
I can't help you, sir. Perhaps you should talk with someone else instead.
Good evening, Miss Price. How are you tonight?
Dr. Reed, I didn't know you had returned from the war. I had a new doctor when you left, but he's not as kind as you.
Oh.
Always glad to see a former patient in good condition. It's been a long time.
Too long indeed. And as a token of my appreciation, I'll grant you the best price if you fancy buying anything from my humble shop.
Ah, che bel pensiero. Sono molto contento. Prima c'è un po' di domande però.
Does your daughter still worry you, Miss Price? I remember you were often concerned about her health when she was younger.
Have you not seen Carol since you returned? She's almost a young woman now. But she'll always remain my sweet little baby.
Ah.
So you're less afraid.
Some things never change. Carol is still too clumsy for her own good. Sometimes her innocence puts her in real danger.
Molto...
You have every reason to be cautious, Miss Price. Especially
Signora
in
Price.
these difficult times.
Maybe you could talk with her, Dr. Reed. It would be nice to have a man here more often. We would both feel safer.
No, va benissimo.
Why would her innocence
Aspetta.
put her in danger?
She does not realize how cruel life can be. Maybe I was a bad mother to protect her too much. My poor dear Carol.
Ci ha appena proposto di stargli a casa sempre, cioè non ho capito.
Have you noticed anything in particular in this part of town recently?
Other than you coming back to cheer me up? Nothing at all, Dr. Reed.
Oh, ma siamo veramente belli, eh?
What can you tell me about yourself, Miss Price?
I'm still managing my shop. The only difference is, since the quarantine, we're open at night. You, on the contrary, seem to have changed a lot.
Tell me more about yourself. No new fiancé? I remember you were hoping to get remarried. I'm sure you must have a few suitors.
Who would marry an old bat like myself with a grown daughter and a little business? As you know, I only fancy handsome men like yourself.
Cos'è, una cotta per noi? Per il suo ex medico, il dottor Jonathan Reed. Siamo sempre belle persone noi, sì, abbiamo un fascino incredibile. Bel bacino.
Really? Have I changed that much? It must have been the war and the night shifts since my return.
Don't get me
Onestamente un
wrong, Dr.
bell'uomo,
Reed,
eh.
you're still handsome. Just maybe a little bit wiser, more serious. It suits you well.
Carol's gratitude is exemplary. She seems determined never to leave you.
I'm taking care of my daughter as well as I can. It's not always easy, but she's the best gift life gave me.
But she'll probably leave you someday to live her own life. Will that be difficult for you?
Why would she leave? Children sometimes stay with their parents until the end, for they know no one else will love them as much.
Beh.
May I look at your goods, Miss Price?
It's always a pleasure to have you here, Dr. Reed. Take all
Allora
the time.
però possiamo dire che era un po'... inizialmente un po'... si dice ambigua la situazione. Vabbè, per adesso non mi interessa comprare niente, però vende i rivetti, cose importanti. Abbiamo 5 rivetti, quindi non si può aspettare. 5 rivetti va benissimo. Ok. No, non ho finito di parlare.
Good evening, Miss Price.
You know you can call me Carolyn, my dear doctor.
Do you know Aloysius Dawson?
Everybody knows him. He's only been to my shop once, though, looking for rare books and other intriguing antiques.
Did he buy something from you?
No, he left quickly. He almost laughed at my goods. Mr. Dawson may be a rich man, but you can't buy good manners.
But isn't Aloysius Dawson known for his philanthropy?
That was before his brother Robert died in an aeroplane crash.
Oh.
Since then, the remaining twin has turned into a heartless tycoon.
Quindi aveva un fratello gemello.
Goodbye for now, Miss Price.
I am glad to see you.
Sangue. Ah, ok, un nascondiglio. Ah, va benissimo. Se è un nascondiglio va bene. Anzi, adesso approfitto e mi ci addormento pure qua. Facciamo un po' di livello. Abbiamo 4000 punti di esperienza, signori. Stiamo diventando ricchi. Allora, dobbiamo analizzare l'ultimo coso di sangue. Abbiamo tutti i tipi di sieri. Forte. Siero sanguigno forte, siero rigenerato. Ok, perfetto. Ci manca solamente l'antidoto. Solo di che cosa? Forse riguarda l'essere vampiro. Sono indeciso se effettivamente prendere e migliorare. Cioè che possiamo. 4000 di è perfetto. Fa da 1300. Diventa molto molto forte. Però il punto è che dovrei migliorare anche un po' tutto il resto. 2000 e 3000 non ce la faremo comunque. Quanto? 1500. Sono 3000. Vedi. Ah, faccio una cosa. Voglio fare così. Perché? Voglio tenermi la super, la suprema perfetta. Ok, la situazione sta salendo persino, quindi tecnicamente potremmo anche berci qualcuno più allegramente. Pure qui la situazione cresce di sicuro. E non ci sono malattie. Qui si rimane sull'84 stabile. Vabbè, qui lo stile sempre. È buonissima questa situazione qua. Questa qui è in continuo impennata. Qui è pure in grande impegnata. Io spero solamente che arrivi su stabile, così appena. Anzi, già vado a mangiare. Anzi no, aspetta che vada su stabile, così mi cibo di Joe e del figlio. Cattivissimo, però lo faccio. Che a quel punto voglio. Bordello un attimo nel mio team, cosa è successo? Voglio tenere un alto livello di esperienza. Carinissimo, Chiara. Olè. Rewin. Ah, ho capito dove siamo. Meraviglioso. Bellissima questa shortcut. Questa è zona safe. Ma si può andare di qua? Sì, di qua. E poi ci sono i nemici, vero? No. Sono alquanto confuso adesso.
Jonathan Reed. At last we meet. The cards warned me you would visit tonight.
I beg your pardon, sir. Do I know you?
Of course you do. Our mutual friend, Dr. Swansea, can't speak highly enough of you. My name is Usher. Usher Talltree.
You are the leader of the Brotherhood, are you not?
Primate of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, to be precise.
Ah.
I'm really glad we met tonight. I love it when the cards tell me a truth.
The cards told you to expect me.
Yes, they can tell me everything. They told me that you are a new Ekon who relishes his blood diet.
How do you measure the amount of blood on my hands?
I told you. The cards always tell the truth. Well, most of the time.
Is it possible to tell me my future?
A vampire's fate is much more delicate to read, Doctor. But I can try.
All right. Let me hear it.
Your heart will bleed back all the blood you drank, but it will not put out the fire your treachery has lit.
May I ask you about the Brotherhood?
Of course. But I must warn you that there are some subjects we consider taboo, in spite of our fondness and acceptance of your kind.
Who founded the Brotherhood?
That's precisely the kind of question I cannot answer. It is delicate, and may reveal some of our secret traditions.
So you're not just a club of academics and scholars?
Once upon a time, very long ago,
the
Brotherhood did more than simply study the vampires. They took actions to eliminate the more ferocious and corrupted.
I know there is no love lost between the Guard of Priwen and the Brotherhood. What caused this rift?
It was 1801. The Brotherhood was stronger then, a strength that made them hungry for ever greater power. An argument divided them, and the wound never healed.
What was the nature of the disagreement?
The problem was that both sides considered themselves the legitimate heirs of the original Brotherhood. We divide up the books, the relics, not always fairly or with consideration.
Can you read the cards for me?
Are you sure you want to know what they will reveal?
Yes, I am.
It will cost you 150 shillings.
Here is the money.
The snake. A bitter woman, smiling as she pours poison in your cup. A shaming betrayal. Hate.
Brutta stronza. Ah, pensavi che fosse di Esbury, testa di cacchio. Invece era lei. È Venus che sta facendo questa cattiveria.
Tell me about yourself. What do you do here, besides turning cards in the middle of the night?
I'm for most a charlatan. For a few, I'm a vampire. And for you, I'm the primate of St. Paul's Stole.
Questo è un po' triste anche.
For how long have you been a primate?
It was 15 years last year.
What do you make of Dr. Swansea?
Edgar is a brilliant and dedicated man. A man of his time. Sometimes a little muddled, but always looking for new paths and new concepts.
Some believe you to be a vampire. Who?
The Guard of Priwen, who else? For a time, they sent spies to observe my activities, and they even broke into my home to gather proof.
Did they steal anything from you?
A personal notebook they quickly took to their headquarters. All they had to do is to look at me. I'm aging. What better and definite proof that I'm not an immortal?
Do you want your notebook back?
If you ever find it, I'd be glad to have it back, of course. I do ask one thing, though. Do not read it, Jonathan. Some secrets are not meant to be revealed.
No, non si fa questa cosa qua. No, non va bene.
What can you tell me about the neighborhood?
I really don't know. I don't often go outside. And when I do, it's usually to quite distant destinations.
So you see nothing in the stars for me? You're a poor fortune teller then.
Dai,
I
Jonathan.
can tell you many things, but they will only concern you, not the city. For example, I know that you offered your sister the final rest she asked for.
Oh wow.
Read my fortune.
Ma 150 scellini.
Chosen,
Ti do un
Jonathan.
ceffone.
I see on you the mark of a strong being, so powerful it needn't even reveal its strength.
Do the cards speak of my Mary?
No. It's the burning aura of guilt that precedes you everywhere you go.
Ma quando fa scimo siamo sexy.
Is there anything you could tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Aloysius Dawson. Yes, of course. We met on several occasions. With time, he got deeper and deeper into the occult.
He's not the only one. It's been quite the fashion for several decades. The Golden Dawn, for instance, is just one example.
True. Aloysius was a member of the Golden Dawn until 1900. Then his thirst for dark knowledge grew. I'm talking forbidden texts, readings which blackened his heart.
Goodbye, sir. Until we meet again.
I rarely wander, yet it amuses me to converse with your kind. But they are never easy to read.
Intanto ma sto mi ha fatto un bel... Oh, ci sta un segreto. Vediamo subito. C'è, ufficiale, c'è la guida. Vedere quanto dura, 3 minuti e 15, che vuol dire che... Aprire... Ah, ok. Ok, ok, non si legge, non si legge, ho visto cosa si ottiene, non si legge, bellissimo, non si legge quella lettera. Ma dove cazzo me lo sto andando a finire? Ah?
The Spanish flu is not...
Good evening, sir. I am Dr. Jonathan Reed. Do you need my help?
Yes, please. Would you be kind enough to tell me what the time is?
That's all you need to know.
Well, is it not important to know? As important as where you are? Or who you are?
È una spada a due
I suppose
mani.
you're right. And who are you then, sir?
I am Agamemnon Baker.
Comando di video.
Like my brother, I think we need to leave this city immediately. And my brother and I rarely agree on anything.
What can you tell me about your brother?
He's older than me, I think. But the important thing is that I really hope I'll die before him. Grief would just kill me, you know?
Is that all?
Pericles is very attached to this city, and without my insistence, he would never
scusami.
leave this place. We don't often agree on anything.
Può essere Patroclo comunque. C'hanno i nomi della mitologia. Della mitologia com'era? Dell'Iliade. Agamennone e Patroclo quasi.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's the only place I've considered myself happy. Or at least that's what I believe. Unfortunately, it's time to leave.
Why is that?
Because I'm not feeling happy here anymore. Are you?
I still enjoy living in London, no matter how difficult it can be sometimes.
Then I am sincerely happy for you. True happiness in life seems to be the most difficult goal to reach these days.
May I ask what you're doing outside at this hour of night?
I don't know. You should ask my brother instead. It was his idea in the first place.
You must have your own ideas.
From what I have managed to understand, I guess we're supposed to wait here. Waiting for someone to come.
May I ask why you've not gone already, if you're so exasperated by this long wait?
I believe fear is holding us back. My brother would have said it's laziness, but it's just because he's prouder than I am.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
You should ask that question to my brother instead. Personally, I've not seen Aloysius for many years.
Cioè quello tra i due fratelli quello più ritardato, che sfiga di merda, va benissimo.
We should be far from town already. All right. But where would we go? Anywhere. Anywhere that isn't here. And what is that, by the way? A safer place? A less strange place? And where would that be? Life is strange. And we are alive. For now, yes. But for how long? If we decided to flee, we should be far from town already. All right. But where would we go?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I be of assistance?
Dr. Reed? Dr. Reed?
Is there anything wrong?
No, it's just... your name sounds familiar. And your face. Have we met before?
I think I would remember. So I suppose the answer is no.
That's odd. I'm certain I've already heard of you. My name is Pericles Baker. Does that mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, sir. But it's a pleasure to meet you anyway.
The pleasure is mine, I guess. I only wish I could remember when it was that we met.
Who are you waiting for? I'm sure he has a name.
I really can't answer that question, since I don't know that person.
And why is that?
This person is mostly my brother's acquaintance. I don't even know his real name. Only that this man could help us leave this city once and for all.
But why would you need this person's help to leave London anyway?
Well, I thought we should have left this cursed place already, but my brother convinced me to stay a while longer, and here we are.
Tell me more about your strange feelings towards the city.
I would be happy to describe them, but it's too hard to explain with mere words what I'm feeling. It's unclear, too confused.
Go on, please.
Where should I start? The world is chaos. Men go mad, and nature itself runs roughshod over us all.
This is not the first time mankind has faced a deadly epidemic or a war.
Men kill each other, while nature decides to kill them all. I don't know what scares me the most. Do you?
Both can be disastrous, and a combination of the two merely increases their potency.
And what if they were just a sign of worse disasters to come? Something of biblical proportions, I wonder.
Onesto. Sono già anche I vampiri, infatti.
And what do you do, sir? For a living, that is.
I stopped working when I decided to leave. When I realized what I wanted. Wanted something this city can't provide.
Tell me more about why you want to leave London, then.
I just don't belong here anymore. I had to convince my brother to leave London because I know we need to find another life out of the city.
But what were you doing before you took this decision?
Does it really matter anymore? Considering the past seems so pointless to me. I have lived in this city all my life, and now I think it's over.
Can you tell me anything about this district?
As you like asking questions so much, would you allow me to ask you one first?
Please, be my guest.
Do you like this city?
I know we are not living in the most peaceful of times, but I have learned to appreciate London's complexity.
Yes, me too. This city tests us. It invites us to find ourselves, to discover our true nature scattered throughout its dark streets.
But what if we don't like what we find?
Do we ever know who we are? I wonder sometimes. Or maybe it is the journey to find out who we are that changes us.
Tell me about yourself, Mr.
Sembra di sentire parlare una persona che sta delirando, però.
In the middle of the night.
Delira poco a poco.
Waiting for someone.
And why are you waiting for this person?
Because we need to leave this city as soon as possible.
Why do you want to leave the city?
I'm not really sure.
Oh.
Pericles, tell me why your brother disagrees with your presence here.
Agamemnon is naive sometimes. Although don't consider him a fool, sir. He is often more lucid than me.
What can you tell me about your brother?
If you are searching for a pleasant chat, you should speak with him instead of wasting your time with me. He's always been the more gentle of us.
That's it? That's all you can tell me about him?
For the time being, true kindness is the most valuable quality, my good sir.
At least you both have the same difficulty explaining what you're doing, and for what reason.
But is that not a common problem for all mortals?
How long have you been waiting for this man?
Sometimes I feel as though I've been waiting for him for ages. Perhaps it is my role in life to wait for him. Not a pleasant thought.
It could be dangerous for you, waiting here all night.
That's quite true. But what other choice do we have? We are waiting here until we finally go.
Why are you still waiting for this person?
What would be the point of going before meeting the man, as he's going to help us leave?
Mr. Baker, I have met many strange people during my life, but you are definitely one of the strangest.
Really? I don't feel...
No. Sono 8000 punti con questi due mongoloidi,
Particularly odd or weird. All I want to do is leave. What's wrong with that?
Heracles, what are you going to do now?
I don't know. Perhaps it's time to leave. Perhaps we should stay a little longer. How can I tell?
And where exactly are you thinking of going?
In a place where I will finally have that feeling, to be where I belong. The world has to be meaningless chaos to make such a heaven plausible.
Goodbye, Mr. Bacon.
Un attimo andare a parlare anche con il fratello. Se dopo riuscissi a trovare. Oh. Vediamo questa qui la residenza di Alice. Ah no, questa è la chiesa. Dobbiamo rientrare nelle fogne? È assurda sta cosa. Vabbè, ci rientro da qua però. No, aspetta, c'è un problema. Che me lo segna proprio lì. È strano forte. Ok. Siamo sbagliati. Strano. Già mi ci trovo.
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
C'è da qua.
If you finally managed to leave London, where do you intend to go?
A happy place, that's for sure. A place where I can smile because I know the next day will be better than the previous one.
Such a place doesn't exist. There are never any guarantees that tomorrow will be a better day.
That would mean I have no hope left, and I just can't accept such a conclusion.
What are you really afraid of, Agamemnon?
The problem is, it's precisely what I don't know that frightens me. So I suppose I can't really answer your question.
Tell me, how long have you been waiting here?
I can't say for sure, since I have no watch. But the night is still young, and I am not tired.
Is that the most honest answer you can give me?
Yes, I think so. Why does it irritate you, sir? Is comprehension really that important to you?
I'm a scientist. I try my best to understand things. I know the world has to obey unbreakable rules.
You know, or you want the world to obey such rules?
Vabbè, è inutile parlare con queste persone.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Baker.
E affrontiamo l'icon, va bene. Attacca, attacca! E via, cioè. Non così, non così. Cosa ho sbagliato?
You're bleeding.
Vabbè, però quella coppia immortale è un po' sbrovinata, No, ma non può stare qua. È assurdo. Forse dobbiamo trovargli la casa. Dobbiamo trovare la casa sua. Questa probabilità. Sì, dobbiamo trovargli la. Dobbiamo trovare dove si casa il nord. Sta per forza qua.
Best turn around if he's mine. God wants me.
Non gli fa niente. No. Devi morire. Così si muore, sì sì. Questa qui è la casetta bella. Qui non si può passare. Sono curioso di controllare per bene questa zona. Infatti qui c'è una shortcut. Dove c'è uno scalo che sta facendo un amatissimo spuntino notturno. E qui nient'altro, soltanto questo manifesto. Voce di aiuto, mi scioglie tutto il tuo cazzo. E ascolteremo le volontà di Lady Esbury. Testimoni. Lo so io. Gli faccio toc toc alla porta. L'Atalanta sta buscando della Sampdoria. Godo. Va benissimo.
Dawson's mansion. Here I am at last. But the question remains. Am I ready to make a dying man of his progeny? Reduced in rank for falsely accusing a man of murder. I wonder what Inspector Albright thinks about his punishment.
Scellini. È 2000 di esperienza, vedi. Vedi, anche se te lo pappi non è che ti becchi tanto. Adesso me lo pappo. Qui c'è una bella, qui c'è una cassaforte. Quindi questo qui me lo pappo.
Finally you're here, Dr. Reed. What took you so long?
I had to pass several of your barricades and outposts to access your mansion, sir.
Death, pestilence surround us, and time is against me.
I see you've gathered some of the most expensive, albeit experimental, blood transfusion equipment available. All this could be so useful in a hospital.
Yes, yes. Since Lord Redgrave sent me a doctor to perform my conversion, I thought you might find some of these devices useful.
Most thoughtful. But tonight, I'm not here as a physician.
But I feel reassured that a specialist such as yourself would help me to escape the Reaper.
Non credo.
Very well. But before I proceed, I have a few questions for you.
If you must, but be quick, for I don't have much time left in this life.
First of all, I need to be sure that you know exactly what is going to happen to you, sir.
I can assure you I'm as informed as any man can be. I have planned for this moment, Dr. Reed. Planned very carefully.
I'm the only vampire in the room for now, so please indulge me.
All right, all right. What is it you wish to ask?
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
What I do know is that I'll crush anyone or anything that would dare.
Mi piace già questo.
I will become your maker. Do you understand what that means?
Well, I certainly won't consider you my liege or some such drivel. You can be assured of that.
Assolutamente sì.
You'll need to feed on warm blood. Blood from mortals. How do you feel about that?
I'm rich, Dr. Reed, and powerful. I'm sure I'll be able to acquire all the blood I need without ever having to sully my own hands.
Let's move on then.
Please, I'm cold and tired. I feel my life waning with every moment.
But first, before you embrace immortality, what would you do with such a gift?
That's a rather impertinent question, Dr. Reed. And I will do as I please.
Okay,
answer me all the same. What will your first action be as an immortal?
To save London. I will finance the most efficient quarantine ever seen. I will build a wall that will separate the sick boroughs from the healthy ones.
Quarantine is not a bad idea, medically speaking. But I'm convinced this epidemic will not be contained by mere walls.
As long as the right people are on the right side of the wall, that's all that matters.
What if a new outbreak happens inside your walls? You'll have created a giant trap.
That won't happen. As long as we dispose of anyone that is contaminated as soon as they are spotted.
But you can't guarantee infection will not spread. Just one contagious carrier would be enough to create an apocalypse.
The apocalypse is already knocking at the gate. We must be strong now.
Who gave you the right to decide the fate of thousands of people?
My money. My money and my pending immortality gives me the needed authority, Doctor. I'm a businessman. I'm used to tough decisions.
You really plan to build a quarantine wall across London?
Yes, it will be tall and strong, separating the wheat from the chaff.
Sì, certo, io sono Tonino a colla.
I've heard enough. It's time to proceed.
At last. All right, do what you have to do. If it hurts, so be it. I've been preparing such a long time for this.
Aspetta, in che senso affascina? Sono curioso, sono un attimo a vedere. Adesso c'è il fatto, perché allora, se facciamo la fascinazione o comunque lo uccidiamo, ci cacciano dall'Ascalon Club. Aiuto! Sto cercando di capire. Sto aprendo, cioè io sono andato su internet a cercare. Ok, Chiara. Se lo tieni in vita che succede? Allora, se lo tengo in vita, il club Ascalon è contento. Però Lady Esbury ha detto guarda che non è proprio il massimo. È quello che sto cercando di capire, è quello il punto. Devo vedere nella community di Steam. Allora, facciamo la scelta più giusta, ok? Quella più giusta che c'è.
Listen to me, Aloysius Dawson. You will forget your fear of dying, for it has poisoned your mind and made you bitter and ruthless since the death of your twin brother.
You don't understand. Death is oblivion, the eternal void. I know there's nothing there. I saw it in Robert's empty eyes. I saw myself in that coffin.
Death is painful for those who remain, not for those who have passed. All that occult gibberish you filled your head with has made you forget this simple truth.
No! Death will not claim me. I have the power and the money. I've acquired the arcane knowledge needed. I believe there is magic, there are dark forces. You will provide me my extension.
Your ignorance makes you a fool. You have no idea. Look at me. Hunted like a beast. My family lost, cursed. I have not escaped death. I have become it.
No, there must be a way. I don't want to go like my brother did. I have money, lots of money.
Money won't ease your mind. I know you used to be a good and generous man. So I offer you the gift of peace, Aloysius. The tranquility of a true death.
I accept your offer. And I understand. No more fear. I will die a man of dignity. And a man at peace.
Ok, siamo fuori dal club Ascalon. Sono un livello 6 di fascinazione adesso. Allora, ho già letto allora, adesso ti dirò tutte le varie cose che succedevano. Allora, se lo facevo diventare vampiro, tutti... Questo è un problema. Tutti negli altri quartieri avrebbero voluto... Cioè, avrebbero scesi di vita, avrei dovuto curarli tutti.
Is it done, Dr. Reed? Is Aloysius Dawson reborn, as expected?
I'm afraid Mr. Dawson finally chose to embrace life and death as a mortal.
What do you mean?
He has overcome his fear of dying. I let him rest and wait for death to come.
What? This is unacceptable. Go back there and make him the powerful Ekon he's destined to be.
No, Lord Redgrave.
No.
As a doctor and as an immortal, I can't. If you wish to make him your progeny, then proceed on your own.
This is an outrage beyond words. This is betrayal, pure and simple. I should kill you on the spot. You swore William Marshall's blood.
Get rid of me then.
From now on, you're an outcast. Banished. You are forbidden to ever appear in front of us again. Ascalon will smite you on sight, and your heart will be thrown to the rats.
I'll leave you then. Have fun with your puppets and shadow plays, Lord Redgrave.
Yes, go, traitor, and take that awful creature, that counterfeit of a woman I saw waiting for you, and be gone!
Proteggi il Pembroke. Dai! Mi sto fomentando, dai, mi sto fomentando. Andiamo, Lord Redgrave, va? Dai, andiamo se. Vediamo che sai fa. Ah, ciccio bello. Andiamo, te sfonno. Andiamo. Dai, vieni in boss fight. Che stai aspettando? Vieni in boss fight, dai, forza te sfonno. Dai, vieni. Vieni. Ma che vuole fa sto vecchietto? Ma che vuole fa st'anziano? Ah signori, ma che vuole fa? Che vuole fa st'anziano? Mi spiegate che vuole fa st'anziano? Cioè che vuole fa? Vuole morire? Muore tranquillo, cioè non c'è sta problema. Oggi fa con la testa quando nanna per sempre. C'è sta problema. Vampiro sto cazzo, t'esplodo. La vecchia Bore! Ciao!
We meet again at the strangest of times, young Ekon. So do you serve the Earl of Bristol now?
Old Bridget. What are you doing here?
Your friend, the wise Ekon. She sent me to warn you.
Did anyone see you? It's a long way from the dock sewers, and hunters are patrolling the streets here.
Who said I took the streets? How do you think I survived for centuries in this city without ever being seen?
Secoli?
I know all her secrets.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
She came to us in the sewers in search of answers. Just as you did.
Lady Ashbury in the sewers? Now that's a sight I wish I'd seen.
She said she was your friend, and that she sought the identity of your maker. So I answered her questions.
What kind of answers did you give her?
I knew nothing of your maker, but we talked. We talked a lot. Her words and ideas are captivating. It is no surprise that you like her. I like her too.
Modestamente però ci sono prima io.
Lady Ashbury? You know her? Tell me what's going
La musica, la musica,
the
la
lady
musica.
approached me but a few nights ago, wanting to meet the sewer skulls. Once she questioned Harriet Jones. She agreed to help us.
Harriet Jones is still with you then? How is she doing?
Harriet remains angry, but is recovering slowly.
No, non lo sa.
Her mind is twisted, but at least her body is healing.
Tell me what is going on.
The lady asked us to keep an eye on your mortal doctor friend while you were away. We spotted the hunters. They were discussing plans to attack tonight.
No time to lose then. I must go
Ma
there right
adesso diamo
away.
I shall
priorità.
return to my den. Have you a message for the lady? Should I see her before you?
Yes. Tell her I love her.
Is this still unknown to her?
Mhm.
Go now and take care, young Ekon.
Siamo brutte persone, andiamo dai. Andiamo dai che sta iniziando. No, quanto sono fomentato. Madonna, andiamo. Mi metto il pepe al culo e corro, sì, vieni. Ho sbagliato strada. Mi mongo a vedere che sono, ho sbagliato strada. Sono un ritardato, ho sbagliato strada. Il caricamento ha rovinato tutto. No. Ok. Non frega del caricamento, ok. Corriamo al Pembroke. Proprio velocissimi. Cioè proprio fastest. Siamo usciti dal... Ecco. Vieni qua. Ah, andate a fare fuori. Non è vero che mi ha preso comunque. Oh! Ma hai 8 3/4 di cazzo. E mentre spamma gli attacchini. In realtà non mi ha preso però. Te mordo pure. Fast Deacon, esatto. Come si dice? Ma l'ombra figa. Noi non la possiamo sbloccare, che noi abbiamo la merda, ok. L'ospedale lontanuccio. Passiamo dal West End. No, sarebbe meglio passare per qui. Però possiamo andare a parlare con le di Esbury, sti cazzi. No, non mi voglio affrontare, ciao, no, c'ho le di Esbury, devo andare dalla mia donna. Salutiamo tutti, corriamo. Fastest. Orri Jonathan. Maria mal di testa, la curo.
Good evening, Miss Teasdale. How have you been since you returned home?
No, tecnicamente non conviene perché dovrebbero curare in
God, you
tutti.
returned safely from these awful streets. I was so worried about my father that I left without thanking you properly.
Ho sbagliato, mi scusi, non pensavo fosse così lunga.
I found him, you know. My dad.
Che errore
Or what was
madornale.
left of him. I think my abductor intended to do the same thing to me.
Vabbè,
Miss
mi
Teasdale.
scusi.
And be careful.
Dopo.
Until we meet again.
Ciao. Ci sono i minchioni, dopo ci entro da sfondare tutti. Ci posso già sfondarli tutti volendo? No, non posso. Mannaggia, li devo proprio sfondare proprio di violenza. Questi qua, pam proprio. Li prendevo tutti quanti una alla volta. Pam, capito proprio. Tutti li avrei uccisi tutti. Al primo il papam. Non ne rimaneva uno vivo di sti 4 cornuti. Lady Ashbury, io vi amo. Venga qui. Venga tra le mie braccia possenti. Il mio pene turgido. Ah, cosa? No, no, il pene turgido no. Non concordo. Lady. 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 Ma fuggiamo insieme, andiamo via. E dovevamo Bridget lì tipo, vai via tu. Tipo, ma io ero venuto a dargli il messaggio. No, vai via. Scopatina prima della battaglia? Mi piace l'idea. Non vedo. Sì, amore, vieni qui. Corro da te. Arrivo.
Elizabeth, I'm so happy to see you. I was so concerned.
Oh, Jonathan. I went to the docks. The place heaves with lurking skulls and vampire hunters. So many corpses. I have not seen such misery in so long.
Indeed, we stand upon the precipice. Has the news reached you of Edgar Swansea?
No. I returned home but moments ago. What of him?
Your friend, the well-informed old Bridget, tells me the Guard of Priwen has assaulted Pembroke. I fear Edgar tops their bloody list.
Bridget? She is such a tragic figure. And yet, I sense deep inside, she has a delicate, fragile soul.
Indeed, she has. I'm glad you like her too.
Once this is all over, I will study the sewer skulls. I fear I have made terrible mistakes, founded upon erroneous preconceptions.
I was concerned for your safety. McCullum draws too close to you for my comfort.
Fear not. I've evaded the hunters for many a year, and I intend
Guarda,
to
se la
stay far
sfiorano
from
a
the
mano in faccia finisce. Se la sfiorano proprio, se la guardano a mano in faccia proprio piena.
As the ultimate gift of mortal life. I believe he found peace in the end.
The cost must have been heavy indeed. I am proud of you, my love.
Ascalon has defrocked me and threatens to hound me from the city. This was no doubt inevitable.
You did what you thought was right at the time. One can ask no more. The important task now at hand is to help poor Edgar.
Now I am assured of your safety. That is precisely my intention.
Good. Now go, my dear, and return with good news, with the greatest haste.
Dani, andiamo. Corrima. Guarda sti cazzo, faccio un mazzo grande così ci faccio. Vieni qua da qua, Vieni qua a piglia marmbacci. Allora, quando gioco col cuore esce pure il dialetto fuori, Scusate. Sì, sto giocando col cuore e sta uscendo il dialetto brutto. Mi perdoni, che mi viene troppo da immedesimarmi. Ci pensiamo noi, adesso andiamo lì, sfondiamo tutti quelli che ci sono sulla strada, proprio pam con le mani a macchina da schiaffe tutti quanti, proprio li meniamo fortissimo, col seghetto e col paletto. Brutto a dir così però, molto brutto a dir così. Molto brutto, cioè è veramente peggio di quello che immaginassi. Esatto. Li picchio come il 33,3 periodico. Ma se cammino non mi cagano? Ah, questo mi caga. Stanna, ok. Ciao. Di ospite. Oh, ho sbagliato. Oh, non mi spara. Ma che è sta confidenza? All'ospedale. Cazzo, quanti cappellani, come il P greco, esatto. Iniziano ad esserci un po' troppi cappellani da queste parti.
What is this truck? Are the vampire hunters here already?
Oh. Oh! Beh, però allora. Ah. No! Che failata. Wow, ci fanno tutto quanto. Me ne fotto proprio. Vieni qua, vieni. Oh, ma come ti permetti? No, come ti permetti? Oh. Mi dà vita sto infame. Non è gente che conosciamo. Corro. Ok. Ok, sono ancora... Stanno preparando, va benissimo, va bene. Non fate un cazzo. Caricamento. Dobbiamo fare proprio in fretta. Avremmo bisogno di una persona che evacua, però ci manca quello.
What have they done to Edgar?
Cazzo. Ah, sopra mi devo portare. Edgard. Sul tetto? Boss fight? Sul tetto? Mi sfonno tutti, cazzo. Boss fight. Ma sicuro è boss. Sì, dai, è proprio zona di boss fight questa. Comunque, palesemente zona di boss fight.
Ultraviolet curtains and ori calcium powder. Dr. Swansea's always been a resourceful bastard. I bet he never told you he had this installed in case of a vampire attack. Says a lot about how much he trusts you.
What have you done with Edgar?
Don't worry. We don't kill humans. Even if your friend is deserving of a little punishment for what.
What are you talking about?
We know everything. Swansea and you created this bloody epidemic. You aim to unleash another disaster, just like William Marshall did.
No, I'm trying to put an end to it. Just like you are.
You're a progeny, aren't you? Where is the monster hiding? It's still in England, isn't it?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Jeffrey, please listen to me.
No tricks. That shit won't work on me. We've found proof in the theater. Doris Fletcher was your first experiment. Now where is Marshall? Speak! So much for modern technology. Time for the tried and true. Do you know what this is, Beast? This is a drop of King Arthur's blood. The blood of a true defender of Britain. Stronger than your evil powers.
Cioè?
This is ridiculous. We're losing precious time.
True enough. Soon I'll bring your head before your coward of a father. If you're so innocent, why does simple light burn you so much?
Questo ti farà molto male, tutto bello. Questo ti farà molto male.
The blood of a true defender of this land will protect me.
Oh, cazzo, mi prego.
Come on, Reed. Try something else.
Mi devo spostare.
I know. It hurts, doesn't it?
Ah,
Freewind prevails.
sta attaccando bene.
True light will cleanse you.
No! No, non mi ha... Volevo...
Show some style. Fight like a man.
Ok. Vabbè, però...
Close your eyes. This is gonna hurt.
Non vedo.
Your poisonous bite is useless on me.
È debole.
True light will cleanse you.
M'ha preso, che bello.
Come on, Reed. Try something else.
Beccati la super. Te lo sto dicendo da mezz'ora che non siamo i cattivi.
Freewind shall prevail.
You can't accept the fact we're not enemies, can you?
We always have been, and we always will be. Of all the evils that threaten mankind, your kind are the worst.
I'm not saying we could be friends, you and I. But perhaps we could collaborate to put an end to this epidemic.
Never! We are Pre-Win. We do not negotiate. We do not compromise.
There is no way you'll ever let me be, McCullum. You'll always hunt me down, won't you?
There is no escape, Leech. Kill me now. For there is no way you can sway me to your ideals.
That's where you're mistaken.
What do you mean?
Sarebbe da stronzi trasformarlo. Ok, internet, vieni a me. Allora, io sono per trasformarli in un vampiro. Sì, assolutamente. Più che sicuramente. Allora, allora, dicono che è una pessima idea. Pessima idea trasformarlo. Aspetta un attimo. Allora. Allora, io non lo trasformerò in vampiro perché sarebbe da stronzi, totale.
I'll spare you, McCullum. I'll offer you the mercy you never offered me.
What is this ruse?
This is no ruse, McCullum. This is me letting you go. After all, you and I are both trying to save this poor country. In our own way.
Troppa alleanza, così.
I'll kill you, Reed. Next time we meet, I'll end you.
See? Progress already. You called me by my name. Until the next time. Goodbye, Hunter.
Ma quanto siamo badass! Porca troia se siamo badass. Madonna, poi, sì! Siamo a livello di ship di Lino Scott Kennedy, io te lo dico, eh. Cioè, è tipo il mio secondo personaggio preferito adesso, nel mondo dei videogiochi. È ufficialmente il mio secondo personaggio preferito. È incredibile. Adesso mi prendo un poster di Jonathan Reed. Costeranno anche poco le cose, che nessuno se l'è quasi mai cagato sto gioco, ma è bellissimo. È degno di Detroit Become Human, però è anche più interattivo e a me piace tantissimo sta cosa. Detto che come di Detroit Become Human, però è anche più divertente. Salva Edwin Swansea, so parlare. Dobbiamo andare, sì. Però vorrei, magari, sai, livellare un secondo. Che cazzo. Adesso ti faccio vedere cosa succederà, perché io lo so. Il capo di quella regione morirà del West End. Ok. 5900. Vabbè, ma è veramente inutile secondo me portarla così tanto alta, sinceramente. L'autofagia. Oppure gli artigli. Due e 3-5 sarebbe ottimo. Si sarebbe poi suicidato. Sarebbe poi suicidato. Chiedemi il perché è inutile. Oh, porca troia. La morte di Alius Donson. Beh, naturalmente. queste sono tutte le malattie che arrivavano, perché noi abbiamo salvato, abbiamo ucciso in quel modo Johnson, tutto questa cosa qui, perché praticamente facendolo morire in questo modo abbiamo dato tutti i suoi averi, lui ha deciso di dare tutti i suoi averi ai poveri, quindi le ha dato a tutti, quindi al Pembroke, al Whitechapel, sarebbero arrivati anche al porto, però sono morti. Comunque li ha dati a tutti quanti, quello lì è il punto. No, ovviamente ha senso.
The flower's dying.
It needs water. Io sinceramente ho il timore di una cosa, praticamente. Ho il timore che non ci sia un New Game Plus, perché se ci fosse il New Game Plus, questo gioco sarebbe la vita. Cioè... Sbagliato. Allora. Andiamo da Doris Fletcher. Una con... Ah, Lord Amsley. Ti vengo a dare una mano. Brutto membro di merda. Che se devi... Ah, no, a me no, lui sì. Ma perché? Perché a me? No! Scusi, ho sbagliato. E tu hai capito chi abbiamo appena ammazzato come Egon? Era un membro del Club Ascalon. E sono scarsi. Sono delle merde. Non sono capaci di battersi. Si fa così, sfigato. No, lo sapevo. Oh, non mi sta curando. Ah, perché sono vita massima. Cazzo che ha? Olè. Il membro del Club Ascalon non vorrebbe farci il culo. Sfigato di merda, ma muori. No, non ti voglio... Vabbè. Ti volevo affrontare. Quel paletto è una città della Madonna. Ok, mi hai rotto i coglioni. Me lo sono meritato a pieno titolo. No, ho sbagliato.
I can't believe I'm doing
Scusa. Che schifo. Adesso... Chi è questo? Ah, è un minchione. Vabbè, muori. Non ho bisogno di fare discorsi con te. Crepa e basta. Oh no? Non ho più stamina. Mi sono bloccato! Ma cosa fa? Olè. Olè, Olandia, è arrivato il re di spawn. Ho sbagliato strano. Olè, ola. Un teatro non mi inseguita lì. Ah, vero, non posso più proprio la porta. Sì, sotto. Cosa stai facendo? Non ho capito. Poi sta così. E non mi ha nemmeno toccato. Ciao. Dai, che palle. Passo da Whitechapel. Questo bordello per capire che la porta non si apre. Ma che cazzo? Com'è grave. Da quest'altra parte. Allora, adesso andiamo un attimo nella nostra base per un semplice motivo: migliorare armi e migliorare qualsiasi altra cosa. Quindi sarà bello positivo. Allora, da me devo fatto sto giro ogni volta, però. Che cazzo. Vabbè. Dov'è il tavolino? Allora. Di Charlotte. Ok, quindi noi stiamo utilizzando questo, che dà la bellezza di 41 di stordimento. Sono cosentissimi. Sì, la musica è bellissima. La pistola, la carissima pistola, la miglioriamo. Beh, il danno non è molto, non è di tanto superiore, quindi... Ok. Revolver ci viene a fare 153 di danno, che bello. Cioè di Milton 134. Doppietta perfetta è rotta come arma. Potremmo anche avere questa volendo perfetta, però non darebbe sempre. Infatti non dà. Il seghetto è l'arma migliore del mondo in pratica, perché farà sì poco danno, però. Olè. 1000 punti sono ottimi per noi. No, questi sono 1500, vero? Con 1000 punti ci grattiamo i coglioni. Tutto quanto costa 1500, mi sto perdendo. No. Ok. La notte seguente. Tutto nevralgia. Perché il signor Dawson è morto. Stanchezza, 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 mal di testa, stanchezza, raffreddore. Tutti quanti un po' con i problemi. Perché appunto è morto Dawson. Per questo. Servono un po' di medicine per la stanchezza. Anche da un bel pezzo non facciamo medicine, quindi... Ho tante bisogna fare. Per il raffreddore anche, facciamo 2 per il raffreddore, facciamo anche 2 per il mal di testa. Ok. Vabbè, no, questi qui si sono ancora. Recupera anche il sangue la lancia. Bellissimo allora. Siamo brokenati se recupera anche il sangue la nostra cara lancia. Adesso c'è Swansea che ci viene a urlare con: oh, ma quanto cazzo di tempo ci hai messo, coglione di me. Di sicuro ce lo farà. Hanno delle patatine, ne mangio un paio. Ok. Allora, questa strada è bloccata. Per un Egon. Bene, ora ci dobbiamo andare a ammazzare Joe Peterson. Ottimo, adesso siamo... Personaggio? Già che siamo nel West End, andiamo ad aiutare le persone. Ci vuole calma. Mamma.
Hello again, Mother.
Jonathan, back already. Good, good. I was just about to go outside to find you. You shouldn't stay away for so long.
Va benissimo, ora. Tu dimmi quando.
Do you need my medical attention, Mother?
Oh, you know I always refuse to let you listen to my chest, son. It always seemed awkward, even when I felt ill.
I think you should take this. You'll feel better.
I'm not sure I'll ever feel better, but thank you, my son.
Mwah.
Goodbye, Mother. Try to rest now.
Goodbye, son. Please come back soon.
Ciao Tesu, ciao mami. Avery sta bene. Russell, ok.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. A great night, what?
Have you any news on Aloysius Dawson?
I heard he died and gave all his money to the poor. Now that's a good man. An example for us all to follow.
Do you need medical help?
You would save my life, Dr. Reed. I have not felt so bad in many years.
Don't worry.
L'abbiamo trasformato in una buona persona, levandogli la paura della morte.
I cannot imagine the pain these people must face then. You have my gratitude, Doctor. This disease has ruined my appetite.
Goodbye, Mr. Russell. I'm sure you'll take care of yourself. Good evening, old chap. Are you all right?
I won't lie to you, Johnny. I'm not a well man.
Do you need medical
Avvelenato col
assistance?
mal di testa,
A
questo
little
tipo
late
con la
for
vista
visiting
tutta.
hours, don't you think?
What can I say? I haven't lost my old habits.
I hope we're talking about the same habits, old friend.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Ciao 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 ciao. Chi altro è malato qui? La moglie? Kimura? Ok. Sì sì, assolutamente, infatti l'idea era quella. Sto cercando d'acqua che c'è bisogno della medicina. Carissimo.
Good evening, Mr. Kimura.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Do you need medical assistance, sir?
Don't believe that I'm the kind of man with a fragile constitution. But I'm afraid my imprisonment has done more harm than I thought.
There is no need to be ashamed. We are all equally vulnerable to this disease.
Yes. I know now life is as precious as it is fragile.
Già, questo qui è un luminare. Complimenti.
Goodbye, Mr. Kimura. Take care.
Comunque, come mai tuo padre è scazzato? Sono curioso.
Hello, Venus.
Hello, Jonathan. Please, come in. I remember when Mary came here with her husband and her son. They were such a beautiful family.
Porca troia.
What do you need
È
from
anche
me,
un po'
Jonathan?
legittimo. Anche io sarei scazzato, però
Do
me
you
la
need
prenderei
my
a casa
medical
tutta
attention?
gente.
It would appear that old habits die hard, my dear. I would appreciate your help as always.
Vuoi un po' di
And I'm
succhia
happy to
succhia?
give it to you, as always.
Scusa.
Thank
attimo.
you, Jonathan.
Why are you poisoning your husband?
He has spent a fortune printing his bloody papers. I can't stand this nightmare anymore. We are the butt of everyone's jokes since he returned.
If you're so frustrated by Clarence's behavior, why don't you just leave him?
I have already lost the best years of my life because of him. I will not jeopardize my future for some lunatic. He goes, and I inherit what's left.
I cannot let you kill your husband, Venus. This madness is more insane than his obsession.
What are you going to do? Report me to the police? I did my research too, Dr. Reed. The substance I use is undetectable.
Don't press your luck.
And did you see Clarence's state of mind? What would become of him if left alone?
Ci succhiamo lei.
Goodbye for now.
I'm so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
Per fortuna so quello che dobbiamo fare. Stiamo arrivando anche alle fasi conclusive. Ma dov'è che si deve andare? Di qua o di là? Qua, giusto? Vai pure, non ti preoccupare. Uno è qua allora. Qua. Cos'è stato? Non ho sentito.
Crush the leech, boys!
Mi ha sgamato, mi hanno sgamato, mi hanno sgamato.
Stupid newborn!
Ciao. Ah, non ti andato a sti cazzi.
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
Bentornato.
Do you need my medical attention, sir?
Indeed. I've never been good at explaining my feelings, but I can tell when my body is hurting me.
You have nothing to be worried about. You should recover by taking this.
Sounds so easy to fight disease. Too bad it's not the same making people smile again.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Baker. Good evening, Mr. Baker.
Why do I always have feelings of déjà vu when I talk to you?
Okay.
Do you need my medical attention, sir?
I'm afraid I do. I knew we should have left London.
I don't want to appear tactless, but you're risking your health by remaining outside at this hour of night.
Says the doctor who also works
Le
outside
patatine
at
sono
night.
veramente buone.
But as always, the imprudent person
Vuoi, vieni,
enjoys the
con le
company
patatine.
of their fellows.
Goodbye, Mr. Baker.
Signorino, sta bene. Jerome.
Dr. Reed, still conducting your nocturnal survey?
Do you need medical attention, Inspector?
I'm afraid I may have caught something. I don't feel too well.
You'll quickly feel better after taking this.
Pensiamo noi.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. I really appreciate it.
Goodbye, Detective Inspector.
Solo Charlotte.
Goodbye,
Oh,
Dr.
Carol.
Jonathan Reed. I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Good evening, Miss Price.
You know you can call me Carolyn, my dear doctor.
Do
Ah,
you need
minchia,
my medical
preciso, perfetto.
Oh yes, I feel so oppressed lately. And tired and feeble too. Thank you so much, Doctor. You're always so considerate.
I'm just doing my job.
Perhaps. But I have always been grateful for your concern, you know.
Oh.
May I look at your goods, Miss Price?
It's always a pleasure to have you here, Dr. Reed. Take all the time you need.
Sto vedendo che ci sia qualcosa di nuovo. Vabbè no. No.
Dr. Reed, I am glad to see
Ok, adesso è il tempo di andare a fare quest'ultima parte di quest e poi stacchiamo. Posticino di merda che ti hai fatto comunque.
This one's mine! Stay back, beast!
Sì. Dobbiamo volare. Veramente? L'ho voluto tu, non l'ho voluto io.
The lifeless! It's on
rientra.
So Priwen never left Doris's theater after they invaded. They must be holding Edgar here in their new headquarters.
Not a good place for a stroll. Get them weapons ready! We found
Olha. Cosa? Ah, è di sotto. Prende che lui c'ha una grande resistenza a questo tipo di danno. Devo scendere. Ma devo scendere, non devo salire. Vabbè però. Devo scendere tantissimo.
It's locked.
Per dov'è che si scendeva in questo posto di merda? Era di qua? Qui sto salendo. Meraviglioso. Oh? Ah, giù non ci sto a capire in cazzo per dove me ne devo andare. Ah. Ma per di qua devo passare allora. qui. E però qui si ritorna sul palco. Ah. Qui non c'è un cazzo di niente, oh! Un attimo a tornare all'entrata. Sono perso magari qualcosa. C'è gente che urla. Mi chiamano da me. Ok, non hanno chiamato me. Allora, dato che non sto trovando, facciamo direttamente così. Allora, perdonami, ma sto un attimo andando a controllare per dove cazzo bisogna passare. Anche lui è confuso. Anche lui è passato qui dove siamo stati noi. Ah. Ah.
Doris Fletcher was about to become a disaster. I'm getting close to having all the evidence.
Lo immaginavo. E vabbè, però non era ben specificato. E qua. Da azzardare.
It's locked, all right. I should find the key to that box. It's locked, all right. I cannot enter. Blood of a pure heart, garlic, blood of a king. I don't understand. Perhaps this is what McCullum drank. I had better keep that in mind.
Edgar. Edgar, can you hear me? Jonathan, is it really you?
Colpo seghetto.
Easy. Easy. Save your strength. I'm getting you out of here. Don't try to spare me.
As a physician, I know all too well when it's too late. Punctured lung, broken ribs, and internal bleeding. An accurate diagnosis, wouldn't you say?
Edgar, what happened?
They wanted me to confess. Beat me black and blue.
Jeffrey McCullum ambushed me at the Pembroke Hospital. He was convinced you and I were responsible for the Skal epidemic.
I never imagined that self-righteous fanatic would dare to attack us in the open. What became of him?
To prove him wrong, I let him go.
Really? Are you sure that was the wisest course of action?
Time will tell. The most intriguing part of his accusation was that you and I were the pawns of some ancient vampire.
William Marshall. Yes, they tortured me to make me confess the same nonsense.
I think you're hiding something, Edgar.
What do you mean?
William Marshall, for example. You speak of him as if you know him. How is that?
Jonathan, I cannot say I'm ready for another round of questions.
Why would the Guard of Priwen believe you and I created the vampire
questa è una bella domanda.
Maybe due to our profession. Because I offered you shelter in my hospital.
What can you tell me about William Marshall?
Not much. History paints the story he was the greatest knight who ever lived.
Vabbè.
Amongst the immortals, he had a yet greater legend.
Why would he deserve such a reputation?
I cannot say. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole has next to no intelligence on him. All I know is that he's supposed to be the oldest of all the British vampires.
Why is the Guard of Priwen so obsessed with him?
He was the only ancient vampire to escape the first great hunt launched by the Guard of Priwen in 1854. They believe he's an evil creature plotting his return.
While investigating the epidemic, I read some of McCullum's findings. I think you have some explaining to do.
I have nothing to hide, Jonathan. Nothing at all.
Do you remember when we suspected Sean Hampton of killing Harriet Jones?
Yes. The terrible episode that came as a shock to us all.
Harriet Jones faked her own death. When I found her in the sewers, she confessed she wanted everybody to pay for what happened to her.
That woman was extremely bitter, full of hatred and festering anger.
Dubito.
Do you know Doris Fletcher's real name?
No, I'm afraid not.
Her real name was Doris Jones. She was the daughter of Harriet Jones.
What do you want me to say, Jonathan?
Doris Fletcher visited her mother at the Pembroke Hospital. That's how she first got infected.
Bestia.
I know nothing about that. Miss Fletcher once came to visit the sick. That is all I know.
No, Edgar, there is more. Doris Fletcher was Harriet Jones's daughter. They exhibited the same symptoms: blind hate and strong physical mutation.
What does this sad story have to do with us?
Come on, Edgar. Don't you see the pattern here? The epidemic, the link between Doris and Harriet, the suspicion of McCullum?
How could I? I never saw Harriet Jones again after she fled the hospital.
Do you know where we are? Doris Fletcher's theatre. This is where that hateful creature plotted to spread the epidemic across London.
only briefly met Miss Fletcher once when she visited the Pembroke Hospital. You say it was to see her mother. She seemed like such a sweet and graceful woman.
My point exactly. The disease turned her into a bitter soul, driven by vengeance, just like her mother. A symptom of all the infected patients.
Certain diseases are known to produce similar effects. Rabies, for example. And rabies is not the devil at work.
Doris and Harriet shared more than a hidden family bond. They were the embodiment of the epidemic and are linked to the Pembroke Hospital. Come on, Edgar, this is no coincidence.
I swear I'm at a complete loss. All I did was administer vampire blood to cure old Harriet. There was no evil plan, no diabolical plot.
You did what?
I tested the regenerating and healing properties of vampire blood on Harriet Jones. My only intention was to find the cure for influenza, I swear.
Whose blood did you use? William Marshall's? Mine?
Lady Ashbury's. While transfusing her with human blood, humanely appeasing her hunger, I also kept samples of her blood for my research.
You used her blood on Harriet Jones? My God, Edgar, that's unethical. You betrayed 2 of your patients at the same time.
How dare you judge me? Must I name the alarming list of your victims?
We are both deceivers. But at least I know I'm a monster.
You have worked beside me. You saw what I'm doing at Pembroke Hospital. Jonathan, you know I'm not an evil soul. Just another victim of this tragedy.
Non possiamo ucciderlo, perché adesso ha capito che ha sbagliato, però.
No, Edgar, you are not going to die. Unless you want to.
What do you mean?
I can save you, Edgar. I can turn your broken body into one like mine.
You truly would? After all I've done, after all that's been said, you would offer me this gift?
I have no way of knowing which punishment would be worse, Edgar. But it is not for me to decide. So?
Oh, please, Jonathan, please. I beg you. This is what I've always wanted. This is what I've always searched for.
Very well, then. Prepare to die and be reborn. To face an eternity of guilt.
I'm ready. Oh, indeed, I am ready.
Enough!
He's a vampire! Sono in negativo con l'ESP. Sono in negativo con l'esperienza. Ah, guarda l'esperienza, tesoro. Oh no. E abbiamo alla fine reso il dottor Swansea un vampiro, la nostra progenie. Esatto. Tutti.
Return later.
Perché? Siamo qui, andiamo a farci due chiacchierette.
So Harriet Jones became the original carrier when Edgar gave her
No.
I must tell Elizabeth.
No, detto di no. Da quando il sangue di Lady fa diventare... Ah no, forse perché era Harriet che era debole. Questo è un problema. Attacca! Si è bloccato, vabbè signori, si interrompe qui la nostra run. Ci vediamo alla prossima. Ciao.